Welcome back to The Wealth Effect, the podcast where we help you learn about your money. I'm your host, Green Moon, and today we're digging into a topic that's more common than you think. That being high earners who stay broke. Maybe it's someone in your circle, or maybe it's you. There are individuals who make six figures but have no tangible wealth to show for it. They're drowning in payments, addicted to lifestyle inflation, and are always one unexpected bill away from a financial crisis. They look successful on Instagram, they drive luxury cars, and live in upscale neighborhoods. But behind closed doors, their financial situation is a ticking time bomb. Today we'll explore the psychological traps, the hidden societal pressures, and the broken system that keeps high earners stuck living paycheck to paycheck. And most importantly, we'll lay out a strategy for you to use to break free, to truly build wealth, and to find financial freedom that lasts. Let's fill your pocket. Income does not equal wealth. This is the first and most critical misconception that derails financial growth for many people. It's easy to assume that more money automatically means you'll be wealthier. But wealth is not how much you earn, it's what you keep, grow, and protect. Here, let's define it. Income is a flow. It comes in every month. It's what your employer pays you. It can be big or small, but it's temporary. Wealth is a stock. It's your savings, your investments, your real estate, your ownership in a business. It's the buffer that protects you from chaos. Take a corporate attorney in New York, fresh out of law school, secured a job at one of the top law firms with a salary of $310,000. To most people, they would be living the dream: designer wardrobes, downtown apartment, and elite networking events, posting pictures from rooftops, Bali retreats, and $500 dinners. But behind the scenes, their rent is $5,800 a month, $1,200 for a student loan payment, $1,000 car lease, a $2,000 social and professional expenses, and $15,000 in credit card debt. With no emergency fund, no investments, they could go broke in less than 60 days. They were under pressure to maintain appearances, and this could lead them to going broke in less than 60 days. And let's contrast that with, let's say, a teacher who earns $68,000 a year, drives a 10-year-old car, maxes out their retirement accounts, owns a modest home, and tracks every dollar they have, investing regularly in index funds and avoiding consumer debt. At the age of 45, their net worth would be over $780,000, leading to an early retirement at 55. Why? Because they'll understand that wealth is not income. It's discipline, strategy, and consistency. And most importantly, it's ownership. So if you're a high earner, ask yourself, how much money am I really keeping? How much is working for me even when I'm not working? Because until you start measuring your wealth instead of your income, you'll be stuck in a game you can't win. High earners often assume that the sheer size of their paychecks is enough to shield them from poor financial decisions. But money doesn't manage itself, and the more you make, the more you have to lose. Earning a high income amplifies your financial habits, whether they are good or bad. And this isn't rare. Even among doctors, lawyers, engineers, and C-suite executives, budgeting is seen as something only people on a tight income should do. But budgeting isn't restrictive. It tells your money where to go instead of wondering where it is. Here are a few habits that many high earners ignore. The first being tracking their net worth. Your net worth is your financial report card. Not tracking it is like running a business without knowing your profit margin. The second, budgeting. Even a simple framework of the 50-30-20 rule, without it, lifestyle creep takes over. The third, cash flow awareness. How much comes in after taxes? How much goes out? Knowing this avoids overdrafts and surprise death. Fourth, paying off high interest debt. Many high earners carry credit card balances, which is the financial equivalent of pouring gas on a fire. And the last one, understanding taxes. Most high earners overpay in taxes simply due to lack of strategy. Tax planning isn't for the ultra wealthy. It's for anyone who wants to keep more of what they earned. When you have a high income, you're in the perfect position to build wealth. But that only happens with intention. It takes structure, it takes maturity, and above all, it takes financial literacy. And there's another thing that keeps people from building wealth: debt and financing everything. Thinking, if I can afford the monthly payment, I can afford it. This mindset keeps countless high earners stuck. Financing a luxury SUV, a dream wedding, or even furnishing a home becomes a trap when you're stuck with liabilities instead of assets. Financing everything is not wealth building. It's borrowing from your future self. The goal is not to afford payments, it's to eliminate payments. Every debt you eliminate increases your monthly freedom and peace of mind. One of the biggest lies we've ever been sold is that leverage always leads to prosperity. Yes, some debt is strategic, but most consumer debt is a trap. Debt turns your paycheck into a pass-through account. You earn it, but it's already spoken for. True wealth, that's when your money works for you, not the other way around. High earners are often educated, just not financially educated. They may have multiple degrees, professional certifications, and advanced technical skills. But ask them the difference between a Roth IRA and a traditional one, or how compound interest works on a credit card debt, and you might get a blank stare. Let's take an anesthesiologist who earns nearly $500,000 a year. Despite their salary, they've never taken a course in personal finance. Their parents never talked to them about money growing up, and medical school certainly didn't include lessons on budgeting, investing, or tax strategy. So they made common mistakes, outsourcing every single financial decision to financial advisors, not understanding what they're doing in the background. And when they finally sit down with their advisor, they find out they're underinsured, their estate planning is out of date, their taxable investments were in the wrong accounts, increasing their tax burden, didn't understand the jargon they were listening to when talking to their advisor. This isn't about shaming anyone. It's about revealing the cost of financial ignorance, even for the highly educated. Financial literacy is not optional. It's a survival skill in today's economy. What does financial literacy include? It includes understanding assets, liabilities, tax advantage accounts, index funds, actively managed funds, basic financial planning, cash flow, emergency funds, and insurance, and how to spot predatory financial products. Financial education is more accessible than ever through podcasts, YouTube, books, even Instagram Reels, if used wisely, can be incredibly informative. The catch is that you have to care, you have to seek it out, and you have to be willing to unlearn a few things along the way. One of the greatest threats to high earners is something that doesn't feel dangerous at all: success. As income grows, expectations rise, both internally and externally. A new car, a bigger house, a designer wardrobe, vacations in Tulum or Bali instead of local road trips, first class instead of economy. And let's not forget the pressure to match what peers and colleagues are doing. It's subtle at first. I've worked hard for this. I deserve this. And maybe that's true. But when it is repeated month after month, year after year, it becomes the very thing that sabotages long-term freedom. And lifestyle inflation grows in proportion to your income, or often faster. It looks like this. Income grows, spending increases. No increases in savings rate, no adjustment to the risk buffer. A new lifestyle becomes the baseline. What used to feel luxurious now feels normal. And once you normalize $500 dinners, it's psychologically painful to go back to $50 ones, even if your income drops. Wealthy people look rich on a balance sheet. Broke people look rich on Instagram. The goal is not to impress others. The goal is to own your own time, your own decisions, and your future. You can't save your way to wealth. you must invest it. But far too many high earners think that contributing to their 401k is enough, but it's not. Wealth requires a strategy, one that evolves over time, adapts to risk tolerance, tax laws, life changes, and long-term goals. Wealth is about more than saving. It's about building assets that create value over time. We've seen how misaligned values, poor habits, and a lack of planning can quietly drain even the largest paycheck. Being broke at a high income level is not a permanent condition. It's a reversible one. The first step is awareness. Most people don't realize that they're financially fragile until something breaks. A job loss, a market crash, a medical emergency. But we don't have to wait to hit rock bottom to take control. Whether you're making $80 or $800,000, the same principles can apply. Living below your means, invest in things that appreciate knowledge, assets. Design a plan that gives you options and not obligations. You don't have to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Even small changes, reading a finance book, starting a budget, canceling a subscription you don't need, creates momentum. You take responsibility. You audit your decisions. You make money decisions that align with your value and not your insecurities. And you don't need more income. You just need more clarity, more intention, and more discipline. And here at the Wealth Effect, we're not just about money. It's about wealth and your freedom. Thank you for listening. Until next time.